All right, so now that we know how to find the volume of a sphere, why don't we use that to help us solve a problem? The drama club makes a big ball from foam to hang above the stage for a play. They plan to cover the surface of the ball with a metallic fabric. What is the minimum number of square meters of fabric that the club needs? All right, so if we look at the information we're given, here is this big ball right here, and we're given the volume. We know the volume is 1.8 meters cubed. They're asking us to find the minimum number of square meters that the club needs of fabric that the club needs. All right, this square meters, that is going to be a surface area because we will cover the surface of that ball with the fabric. We want to know essentially the area of the surface of that sphere. Um, our surface area formula for a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So in order to find the surface area, we can see we need the radius. If we look at the ball, I don't know the radius, but we do have the volume. So we can use the volume to find the radius. Once we have the radius, we can find the surface area and answer the question. Right, so just a reminder, our volume formula is for a sphere, volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. And we'll go ahead and plug in a 1.8 for our volume. And we're going to solve this for our radius right here. So fraction's going to be the thing we can kind of take care of right away. Because this fraction has a 3 in the denominator, it's being divided by 3, we can multiply both sides of our equation by a 3. I'm going to multiply by 3, multiply by 3. That will reduce with that dividing by 3, so it reduces away to 1, leaving us with the 4 and the pi and the r cubed. On our left side of our equation, we have 3 times 1.8, which is 5.4. All right, so that looks a little more manageable. We don't have a fraction anymore. We are trying to solve for our radius. It's being multiplied by a 4 pi. We can divide by 4 pi all at the same time. 4 pi divides by 4 pi and simplifies away because 4 pi divided by itself is 1. And that leaves us with our radius cubed equals, now 5.4 divided by 4 pi, that is, let's see, a 0 point, I'm going to use 4 decimal places, 4297. One thing to be careful about when you are doing work within a problem, like this is not my final answer. If I round this too much here, then my final answer will be off even more. So if you're in the middle of a problem, it's helpful just to throw in some more decimal places. You know, this is a more exact answer than a 4.3 or a 0.4, and so I know my final answer will be more exact. All right, so here's the radius. It's being raised to the third power. If this was a radius squared, we would square root both sides. Um, have you guys ever cube rooted before? I'm actually not sure if you have, but if you are raising something to the third power, you can take that same root and that will undo that third power. So we're going to take the cube root. What a cube root looks like is a square root, and we put a little 3 right there. That's a cube root. And we're going to cube root the other side as well. So right here, the cube root of r cubed is just r. And then the cube root of this decimal is something we would calculate on our calculators, and that is a 0.75. And then let's see, we're in meters. So I will show you how to calculate this on your calculators in class. All right, so now that we know the radius, can we answer the question? How much fabric do we need to cover this ball that they want to hang for their performance? Well, we know the radius is 0.75, so we'll just go to our surface area formula, plug in our radius of 0.75, that gets squared. So when we calculate that out, we get about 7.1. Now this is a surface area measurement, so it's going to be meters squared. So what does that mean? That means that the drama club needs 7.1 meters squared of fabric. It's always nice to answer a word problem with a sentence.